Hi everyone, good morning. Thank you for joining us. My name is Chris and I'm one of the Shortcuts content and training specialists here. So for this morning's class, it's going to be a little bit different than what we usually do. It's going to be less of a masterclass per se, more of a demonstration. What I'm going to show you is our integrated card machines. Now it's very simple to use. It's exactly the same as any shop that you go into, and of course, you take a payment and the payment appears on the card machine automatically. So we're going to be running through for this morning for the next sort of 20 to 30 minutes, exactly why we should be moving forward and having these integrated card machines in our salons, in our business. But just before we do, if this is your first time joining us, there is always a little bit of housekeeping. The duration of this class is going to be approximately 30 minutes. I won't keep you too long. Like I said, it's less of a masterclass. It's more of a demonstration. And the reason it is going to be so short is it's very simple. But as always, if you do decide to take this on, we will go ahead and set it up with you. And it takes probably around 15 minutes to get you set up once you have your card terminal. My microphone has been switched on, whereas everyone else has automatically been muted. And your speakers must be turned on to hear this webinar. So everyone just take a few minutes now. Make sure you can hear me nice and loud, everything like that. Questions will be taken throughout or at the end with our interactive Q&A session. Now, as we said, typically when we do this, we will have a live demonstration with a very brief PowerPoint presentation. I like to get into the fun stuff. With this, there is really only a very small sort of live demonstration because it's very simple to show you how our integrated card machines will work. As we said, if you do take this on, we will always set it up with you. We will run a payment through with you. We will make sure the receipts are printing out. We'll make sure you can perform a refund, add on tips, or anything like that. So like I said, we're going to be around 20 to 30 minutes. We'll do a very quick PowerPoint presentation to really outline the absolute fantastic benefits of having an integrated card machine. You can have multiple, you can have Wi-Fi, you can have them with 4G. It's entirely up to you. So, just while the last few people join us. So, of course, then, what are integrated card machines? Well, at face value, they're quite simply removing the factor of having to manually type in the client's bill onto the card machine. It will synchronize with your shortcut system. So we're pleased to announce we will be offering our clients credit card integration. There will be no additional fees taken from Shortcuts to use the integrated card machine. So there's no fees from Shortcuts to use them in your salon. And it will add further value to your system. Our provider will have rates for this, as any provider would, but we're happy to put you in touch with our preferred provider so they can discuss it with you, go through everything that's required to get an integrated card machine. So when your point of sale system and your payment processor, such as your integrated card machine, when these two are tightly connected, you can first and foremost reduce checkout time and keep queues moving as quickly as possible. Now, I know we're still socially distancing. We still want to ensure that those queues at the reception desk are kept to a minimum. We don't want people running late or anything like that. So having that automatically appear on your card machine is going to reduce queues very, very quickly. Integrated credit card processing offers opportunities for businesses to not only save time, eliminate double data entry, which is very, very common and very, very prominent, increase cash flow, strengthen security, reduce expenses, and ensure effective workflow management. Now, we've all been there in a salon, myself included. We've accidentally miskeyed, or we've done double data entry, and we've made a mistake. With that integrated card machine, as you'll see in a minute, it appears in the card machine automatically. We don't need to type anything in. We don't need to be checking whether we've done anything. We can add tips on. We can do all of that. It's seamless, it's quick, and it's going to reduce a lot of errors moving forward. So on top of that then, what are the other main benefits? It eliminates the need to manually key in customer and credit card information at the front of house. So as we were saying, when we've got that bill and we're typing in the amount, the last thing we want to do is do a double entry or a miskey. You know, that £100 bill can accidentally be keyed in as a £10 bill. Not only have we lost out on the money, lost out on the £90 in that case, When it comes to our end of day reconciliation, it's an absolute nightmare because we're thinking, well, we're £90 down. Why are we down? And then we have to go through the credit card receipts. We have to go through the end of day. We have to go through all of the reports to try and find out. And then we find out it was miskeyed as £10 rather than £100. It also eliminates the need for manual end of day reconciliations. So what does that mean? So when we do our end of day wizard, when we do our end session, when we do our cashing up, at the end of the day, currently when we're tired right at the end of the day, we've got to we've got to do our Z reading on our card machine, got to tally up all of the totals. At the end of day, we've got to type in that credit and debit card. With this, don't need to do that whatsoever. It reconciles automatically. The only thing you will need to do, ladies and gents, at the end of the day is input things like cash and check. And as we all know, in this day and age, we're taking a lot less cash. We're predominantly more cashless salons. So if you are predominantly a cashless salon, it's going to make your end of day reconciliation an absolute breeze because your credit and debit card is going to be done automatically. You don't need to type anything in. And of course, that also reduces time, mistakes, that's paying out overtime or anything like that. So we can set up T+1 for payments, so it's a 24-hour turnaround for payments to hit your account. Streamlining your checkout and reconciliation process will lead to savings, both in time and money. How many of us have got those overtime sheets where our staff, our front of house, our managers, at the end of the day have spent 20, 30, 40 minutes trying to reconcile the system, going through those credit card receipts, trying to work out where the error was. With this, it's going to save you that almost immediately, as we said. Those credit cards are going to reconcile automatically at the end. And of course, it's going to streamline it as well. All we need to do is literally just click end session and it will be done automatically. You've got your normal standard payment reports. Help you track cash flow, credit card payments, and inefficiencies that will affect your errors, anomalies, and your bottom line. So we've got the daily transactions reports we can check. We've got your trading summary. We've got all of those reports, as well as your integrated card machine reports as well. Now, once you're going through the process of being set up with an integrated card machine, you will benefit from a smooth install process with hardware that arrives pre-configured to your business. So what we can do at the end, we can put you in touch with our customer care team that will put you in touch with our preferred provider team member. They'll be able to discuss all what's required, all the paperwork that's required. It's very simple to get set up. I think it takes around 2 to 3 weeks to get approved. It might be a little bit less, it might be a little bit more. But once you've got your card machine, it will arrive pre-configured. So they will discuss with you, do you want duplicate receipts? Do you want tips to be added on? Anything like that. They will run through all of that with you. Once you get your card machine, what you got to do, plug it in, charge it up. You will then be set up with either myself or my colleague and one of our technicians. They will run through with you how to set it up, make sure your shortcut system is configured. We will take care of all of that with you. We will then literally have a 5 to 10 minute phone conversation, just like a standard training session. We will run through a payment. We will add a tip on if necessary. We will refund the payment just so you feel confident. And then from there, it's very straightforward. It will take probably 15 to 20 minutes to get you set up. So I do actually have a way. I'm going to try my best to demonstrate to you this morning, ladies and gents, how we can use an integrated card machine. So I do have just a very quick way. I'm going to cast a video from my mobile phone of the card machine being used. So bear with me for the next 1 to 2 minutes just while I get that set up, and I'll be straight back with you. So exactly the same as before, as we can see in the video just here, all we would do is literally bring a client to the point of sale screen. We click onto the card button, and then you'll see straight away it goes straight to the card machine automatically. You can choose whether you want to add a tip on, and you can just pop the card on there, or it didn't go through the first time. So once we clicked onto the card, it will automatically transmit. You can see it's been approved. All we need to do is click onto the done button. We can then go ahead and print a receipt if we wish to. So it's nice and straightforward. As you can see, a couple of seconds there, it literally gets transmitted onto your card machine. Now, what I'm going to do now is very quickly, I'm going to demonstrate in the video how we're going to perform a refund. So as you can see, I've just gone into the client's history. We're going to click onto refund. Oh, let me just move that out of the way there. So I'm just going to perform a refund literally just by right clicking on the transaction in the client's history. And I've clicked onto refund. That will automatically pop the client at the point of sale screen. Once we are in the point of sale screen, you see we've got a refund there, we got a -1. All we then do is just click finish sale and we choose the option EFT card for electronic funds transfer. You can see the refund on the screen just there. All we're going to do, click onto confirm, and within a couple of seconds that should appear on our integrated card machine on the right hand side here. There we go, so the refund's now appeared. You can tap or insert your card, it doesn't really matter which way you do it. And we just wait for that refund to go through. You can see it's been approved. We click on to done, and exactly the same as before, we can just choose a reason as to why we're going to be giving that refund. And from here, the setup is the same. We can also do receipts or anything like that if we need to. And that is it. It is as quick and as simple as that. Like I said, we're not going to be going through the setup of the card machine or anything today. We will always do that with you. That'd be a one-to-one basis to make sure you've got your card machine set up. So as you saw there, it's a very quick process. You literally just click onto the card button, exactly the same as before, and it will appear automatically. Excellent stuff. So as we said, I know it's a little bit shorter than what we usually do. Thank you ever so much for joining me. If you do have any questions, or if you'd like me to run through the video again, if you'd like to see that again, as we said, it's one of those things, it looks really simple, and it really is, ladies and gents, to be honest with you. Once it's set up, it really is just automatic. You can tap the card, you can insert the card, and it's completely straightforward. Everything will appear automatically. When it comes to your reconciliation, at the end of the day, that appears automatically. There's no need to do anything else. So as always, thank you ever so much for joining us. I know it's a little bit shorter, but if you do have any questions, or if you'd like me to pass your details across to our team, please do let me know. Feel free to drop any questions across now for me. So once we have the client at the point of sale screen, exactly the same as before, so we're checking the client out here exactly the same as before, all we're going to do is we literally just click onto the card button. So you'll see in just a sec, we got the client at the point of sale screen, and we click onto the card button just there. Once we click onto the card button, all we need to do is check the amount there and click onto process. Then you should see on the screen, it appears automatically on the card machine. It didn't go through the first time just because we didn't hold the card down long enough. So you can see it appears on the card machine automatically. You can tap the card or you can insert the card. Once it's approved, goes through on the system. You can then choose whether you wish to print a receipt or email a receipt if you wish to. That can all be completely configured prior to that. So that payment is now completed. It was as quick and as simple as that. This aspect here is I'm just going through very quickly how to refund the client. So I'm just going into the client history. I'm just going to find the transaction I wish to refund. So all we do is we just right click and then we just choose refund. So you can see here, I'm just going to find the latest transaction that went through just to the left hand side of the video. Just going to right click, just click refund. That will pop the client in the point of sale screen ready to perform the refund, which you'll see on the video now. So there we go. We've got the refund ready to go. Now, all we need to do, click finish sale, choose EFT card. So we're refunding to the electronic card there. That's the integrated card machine. You can see it's queued. Once we click that confirm button on the right hand side of our video, you'll now see the payment will appear ready for that refund. So we'll give it a couple of seconds and that should appear. So there's the refund just there. You can tap or insert the card for a refund, exactly the same as before. Amy's just going to tap the card to refund it there. That's been approved. And then we can print a receipt if necessary. And we just choose a reason why in Shortcuts. But as we said, once you're set up with integrated card machines, we will run through all of that with you. Once you've got your card machine, we'll ensure your shortcut system is completely configured. We'll make sure it can take all payment types, everything that is required. We'll run through exactly what we did there. We'll take a payment for £1. We'll then refund it to you as well. But it's a very quick and very simple process. You don't need to worry about configuring your system. We'll do all of that for you. What was one of the other questions? Can you use any card? Can any card machine be connected, or do you have to use a specific provider? At the moment, it is a specific provider, just because they're integrated with us for reporting, and our specific payment provider, our specific payment processor in our shortcut system. But we can put you in contact with them. They can discuss rates. There's no obligation or anything like that. They can discuss everything with you. I will say they are very, very competitive. Okay, and it's a big known brand, everything like that. They'll be able to run through all of that with you. But yeah, at the moment, we're not able to just connect any card machine because it won't be configured with our payment processor in the actual shortcut system. That's why we do all of the setup with you. But if you want your details sent across, more than happy to. If you want to send your details to me, more than happy to get someone to have a discussion with you. Like we said, there's no obligation. But we've had some amazing feedback. A lot of salons now, a lot of businesses are moving forward towards this, especially for miskey entries and reconciliation at the end of the day. It's making life so much easier. And especially as well, if you're thinking you've got multiple sites or you've got a lot of staff members that, could increase the amount of miss errors put in, definitely look towards having an integrated card machine. I love using it. I think it's brilliant. And it's so simple to use. Yep. How can we set up the machine? So once you're set up with our payment provider, so they'll run through everything that is required. And they'll actually discuss, the card machines. You want 4G? Do you want Wi-Fi? They'll run through all of that with you. Your card machine will then be sent to you pre-configured, so you wouldn't need to do anything with it whatsoever. They will send it to you pre-configured. We will be in contact with you the whole way. Okay, so once you've actually got your card machine, we will basically do what we just did in the video there. We will jump onto your shortcut system with you. Sometimes we do it over like FaceTime, so you can actually show us the card machine and everything like that. But once you've got your card machine, we will jump onto your shortcut system in a phone call with you. We will configure everything in the background. So we're not going to expect anyone to do it all by themselves. We will configure everything in the background. Then all you really need to make sure you've done is pop it on charge. Okay, pop it on charge. Once it's charged up, we will then again have the same phone call with you once everything's set up. We will then run through. We'll ask you just to grab your business card or your own card, whatever one you want to use. We'll run through a transaction, usually for £1. We'll run it through. We'll add a tip on if you want us to. If you take tips via card machines, we'll add that tip on and then we'll do a refund. And that's it. We'll make sure all of your receipts print out. We'll make sure everything's working perfectly fine. There's very little required from yourselves. All you need to do is just click the card button when you've got a client in front of you. It appears automatically and just go about your day. Save yourself so much time. Take the hard work out of it. It really is simple, as you saw in the video there. You can tap, insert the card, and away you go. As far as setup, just to reiterate, I don't want anyone worrying. Between us and our payment provider, we will get it all set up with you. The only thing required is you pop it on charge. We will just talk you through how to do a few little things that are required. I'm in the salon, things like connecting it to Wi-Fi and things like that. But we will talk you through. We've had many, many, many customers that we just talk them through. We say, just click that button, and away you go. Very, very little work required from yourselves, but the card machine itself will be pre-configured, which needs to connect it to your Wi-Fi, plug it in, whatever you need to do. And then we just run through just a couple of settings just to make sure, like the pins are correct on it, all the sort of standard stuff like that, and everything like that. And then we'll just take a payment and away we go. But yeah, it can all be done 15 to 20 minutes and we'll be with you the entire time. So please don't worry about that. We've got basically an entire team that will do it with you. So please don't worry. So with that being said, if anybody does want to drop across their email or would just like one of our customer care representatives just to have a chat with you and potentially pass the details across, they can go through that. No, you don't need to contact Shortcuts Help Desk to order the machine. You can speak to our customer care. You can drop me an email at education@shortcuts.co.uk. You can leave your email address in the comment box if you wish to. We will get one of our guys to chat with you. They will run through it all with you to make sure that you're put in contact with the right person at our payment provider. They will then discuss everything with you, all of the fees, everything like that. And then if you're happy, it all gets set up and gets sent out to you. I think it takes around 2 to 3 weeks to get set up, just depending on certain circumstances. But yeah, just give our customer care team a call, 0161 972 4900. Option 1 and then option 2. But if not, like I said, you can email me and we can pass your details across if that's something you're interested in. You can email me at education@shortcuts.co.uk, education@shortcuts.co.uk. Just pop my email address just on the screen there, so education@shortcuts.co.uk, or you can give us a call, or you can comment on Facebook or Instagram as well if you need to. I wouldn't have said, depending on what card machine you've already got. If you've already got one in the salon, I don't think it would be integrated with ours. Like we said, what we have is in our actual shortcut system, we have what we call a payment processor, which basically means that's what links all of your payments together. You wouldn't be able to use your card machine for the time being because it wouldn't integrate and link with ours. It might be worth looking into it, but I don't think it would. We would be using our preferred payment provider. But once you have a chat with them, explain the fees you're already paying with your current provider. Like I said, they are very, very competitive. So it is worth having that conversation with them. But I don't think it would be possible without knowing what card machine you've already got. This is a good question. Does the PDQ machine print off services as well as the amount? We use an additional printer Epson to do this. So can we remove that printer? No, you wouldn't be able to do that. The PDQ machine would just have the amount, the date and the time on, and usually the last 4 digits of that. It wouldn't have the service on. It wouldn't be, because that receipt itself comes from the PDQ machine. It only links the payment. You still use the Epson. Majority of our users are still using the Epson to print out the service, the loyalty, the gift card numbers, everything like that. So you wouldn't be able to do away with the Epson machine, unless, of course, integrated card machines aside, unless you wanted to go down a route of making everything purely email. For that particular question, you wouldn't be able to get rid of the Epson printer to print out your service receipt. The PDQ receipt will only have the date, the time, and the actual transaction amount. It won't have any service things on there. So you would still need the Epson, or as I said, you can do away with the Epson and just have everything emailable. So you can email receipts across. You can go back and backtrack email receipts as well if you wanted to, but you wouldn't be able to get rid of the Epson thermal printer. No, but very good question. You can also configure as well, just while we are on the subject of receipts, you can also ask our payment provider when they set it up, they will be able to configure whether you want duplicate receipts to be printed out anything like that. They can discuss all of that with you as well. Most people have a merchant copy. Most people have a customer copy, one you keep for your own records, and one you give to the client as well. But some people have duplicates as well. But you can always reprint receipts through the PDQ machine as well. Everything like that will still have the same functionality as your standard PDQ machine. It's not going to be anything different. It's a very advanced machine, so you're still going to have all of that functionality as well. Yes, it is, Aaron. Yes, it is. Perfect. So as we said, if you are interested, feel free to drop us an email, give us a call. Doesn't really matter whether you speak to help desk, customer care, or me. We can always put you in touch. They can discuss all the rates, everything that is required. Like we said, it takes around 2 to 3 weeks, depending on your circumstances. But it is a really, really great feature to have, especially moving forward. Like we said, it's going to save you a lot of time. Even for the reconciliation process at the end of the day, literally it all appears automatically. It's so simple. It's very quick, very simple to do. Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff. So yeah, we do have a dedicated account manager. All you need to do, though, is when you speak to customer care, just speak to our customer care representative. You can speak to anyone, Steph, Steve, Stacey, Sophie. They're all absolutely fantastic. Just speak to anyone there. Just say you were on the class this morning. You're interested in moving over to our integrated card machines. They will be able to discuss it all with you. They'll put you in touch with everyone. It's very, very, very simple. From there, like we said, once you're speaking to the account manager, they'll be able to see exactly what your requirements are. You can discuss what you need. Once you've got your card machine, we're usually in contact with them anyway, but you can just easily let us know and just say, my card machine has arrived. We set aside around 15 to 30 minutes with you just to run through to make sure it's set up correctly, get you to put a pin in on it, everything that very simple. We usually talk you through how to do it. We take a £1 or £2 payment, do a refund, just like you saw in the video. It can be done in 15 minutes and away you go. It's very, very simple to get set up. We've got lots and lots of people using it. You're very welcome. No problem at all. So you can give them a call on 0161 972 4900. And it's option 1 and then option 2. Or like I said, if you feel free to drop us an email at education@shortcuts.co.uk, we can always pass your details across there. That's not a problem whatsoever. Perfect. So I think that's it for all of the questions this morning. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Hopefully I'll be able to speak to you all again soon for my further classes, but not only that, also when we get you integrated with our card machines. As always, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. If you do have any questions, feel free to drop those across and I will speak to you all again soon. Thank you ever so much, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.